This figure puts the miss into Aramis. Hi everyone, welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the newly announced Hot Toys 1/6 scale Eve Macarro from the movie The Ballerina from the John Wick universe, based loosely, very loosely, on the likeness of the actress Ana de Armas. Now, Ana de Armas is a genetic miracle. She is one of the most beautiful women on the planet. But this head sculpt, which is the most important part of any figure, not to mention a figure that is a $400 price tag artisan figure. This is more like Ana de Armas, or as I stated in the intro, they put the miss, as in not a hit, into de Armas. This doesn't look like her. Now look, I know that no matter what Hot Toys do or InArt do, there's going to be a load of posts underneath, no matter how good or bad the head sculpt is. There's going to be people who are saying it's crap or saying doesn't like them or haters, whatever. I think the vast majority of us can agree this needs a lot of work. Not only does it need a lot of work, but there's nothing wrong with saying that. That is not being negative. The positivity for the sake of positivity is harmful. It's actually harmful. And of course, negativity for the sake of negativity is equally as harmful. Somewhere in between, there has to be a level of common sense. There is nothing wrong with saying something you don't think something is good or something doesn't look good enough. Once you're not like, I don't know, effing and blinding and coming after the sculptor or something like that, which I think is, you know, I see comments like that and I just think that's embarrassing. So this here, it's not a good sculpt. It does not look like her. Very little. I mean, if I had to give a score out of 10 in the head sculpt alone, 10 being a dead ringer, a shrink ray, as the guys from Collecting Weekly would say, as in, you know, perfect. And then 0 is it looks absolutely nothing like her. I gotta say, I'm gonna be harsh in this one. I think it's like a 5 out of 10. What am I giving the marks for? Okay, the hair is the same color. The eyes seem to be the same color. God, that hairline's terrible. The face shape I don't think is right. She does have a part that is correct. However, this part here, it's very narrow and it looks very extreme. Whereas her part is a lot more natural, in the same way that the hairline is natural. Ben Thomas made a fantastic point on his pre-order preview video, or his this or that video earlier on for this. I was watching it and he said that when he got the Hot Toys Catwoman, the Dark Knight Rises Anne Hathaway Catwoman, the 2.0, well, let's place it was a terrible 2.0, but when he had that on his shelf, I think he had it and then he sold it, I'm not sure. When he looked at it from the side, it looked like a faceplate had been put over the hair. And I commented going, oh yeah, I get exactly what he means. I know exactly where it's come from. I call it the Alex Murphy effect. If you know, you know. And this has that effect as well. So the hairline is not good. The face shape, I think it's too wide for her. Yeah, I'm not seeing the likeness. So let's just take a look at everything she comes with. By the way, I saw the movie and I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was going to be girl boss Mary Sue type stuff, and then I knew that John Wick was going to be in it, and I thought, okay, is she going to really like defeat him and then replace him as the Baba Yaga? But that wouldn't make sense because it's in between 3 and 4. They didn't though. They didn't disrespect John Wick. Let's face it, they go toe to toe. John Wick's going to win. I mean, if you take say a man and a woman of the same age and give them the same training, like, their bodies are not going to be the same. The chances are the man is going to win 9 times out of 10. That is not being sexist. That is just, you know, men and women, we're built differently. You know, could someone in the UFC, some female in the UFC beat up a man? Absolutely, because they have the skill set. But you take 2 UFC fighters who are both 30 years of age and have both trained their whole lives, and a man and a woman, chances are the man is winning that fight. So they did it realistically. And even though, like, she's probably, what is she? Is she, I mean, 60 kilos? Is she maybe, I don't know, is she 120 pounds? Is she 110 pounds? Soaking wet maybe? But she, when she, like, in the movie, the John Wick universe is ridiculous. no man could do what Keanu Reeves does. No man could do what John Wick does. It is unrealistic. It's like watching a computer game. You park logic and you just enjoy the ride and it's good. Equally, the Ballerina universe is just as ridiculous. So if you're kind of suspending reality watching a John Wick movie, you have to suspend reality watching a Ballerina movie, and she did a bloody good job. She did great with the stunts. The choreography was just as good, the gunplay and all that kind of stuff. It's a good movie. It's well worth a watch. Yeah, so let's look. This is $400. It comes with separate rolling eyeballs functions. It has 2 different displays. Myself and Jose Plus were talking in the Hope Show group chat on Instagram, and we suspected. I said, look, there's a main outfit that she had. I only watched the movie once. I'm actually going to watch it again now. Apologies for quick interruption to this video. If you're watching this video right now, hit the like button, and more importantly, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel, and the support is greatly appreciated. Back to the video. After this, and I suspected it'll be the main outfit, not the dress, and he agreed. And I said, and they'll probably give the accessory of the coat that she's wearing over this. So the coat that she's wearing over this, I mean, like, sorry, the coat that she's wearing, like the poncho, the flame retardant thing. Sorry, I just need to mute these people. I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this. How do I mute this? Mute notifications or next 24 hours. Grand. Okay. No. It's just a group chat. I mean, nothing sensitive. Yeah, so myself and Jose Plus were chatting going, they'll probably have the main outfit, which is this one on the left, and they'll probably give her the poncho flame retardant type of overcoat that she's using when she's using the flamethrower, because it's the coolest scene in the movie. Let's be honest. In the same way the dragon's breath scene is probably the coolest scene. Well, I think it's the coolest scene in John Wick 4. The flamethrower scene in the Ballerina probably takes the cake for most people. Wool hair implantation. I don't think the part is good enough, and I really don't think the hairline is good enough here. It's just too severe. It's too much of a straight line. In the same way that the Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises, which wasn't an artisan, had the same issue. Straight line. It's like they literally drew it with a pencil. That's not how hair works. A hairline is not a dead straight line or defined line. There's like, you know, there's little bits of hair, tiny baby hairs, and there's tiny little stray hairs, and it's more gradual than that. And the hairline, her part is not as severe. It's not as narrow. It's a little bit wider, and there's a bit of hair kind of, it's too flat. That's what I'm saying. Too flat, making her head look really broad. You have a samurai sword. You have a flame thrower kind of, a flame effect, something like the Mandalorian. You got 2 different guns. Now, I think one of these might be the non-lethal gun. You got a bunch of swap out hands. Now, I can see 7. There's 13 there. I presume that's, I wonder, is that 13 in the 2 that she has installed? So it could be 15. I can't remember. But yeah, a bunch of hands. A specifically designed magnetic figure base. I do like the magnetic bases. 2 different guns. And I might actually check that later on. Is one of the guns seems to be a regular gun, and I think one might actually be the non-lethal gun. I think is there a point where she's shooting like these kind of like is there a point where she's shooting some sort of electrical things? I might have a read of that now before I forget. Okay, come on. 13 interchangeable hands. Weapons include a katana, 2 pistols with removable magazines, flamethrower. No, it's just 2 different pistols. Removable magazines, flamethrower fire effect, which can be paired with the reflective fireproof jacket to replicate her intense scenes. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I seen this again. When it first came out, I was like, that was much better than I thought. I just thought they were just going to completely overpower her and underpower every other character in the movie, but they didn't. They did a good job. Looking forward to it. She did a good job. So I am looking forward to some great choreography, just as good as the other John Wick movies. I'm going to watch it again tonight. Right, let's take a look at this. Eve Macarro, Artisan Edition. There's 2,500 units. It's this limited edition artisan type thing. Her head looks really wide. That's definitely affecting the likeness. It does look really wide. That's the main, I think that's one of the main thing that's wrong. The part is so narrow. The hair is parted so severely, and the hairline is straight. It's just making her head look like a kind of one of those aliens from Mars Attacks. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, to be fair. I'm not seeing the likeness in the face either. I think she's they've given her a bit more weight in the cheeks. She does have this kind of like little bit around the shape of her face. There's like, oh my god, no, is it dimples or something there? She does, the chin comes down. She does have that. They've tried there, but face just looks too wide to look like her. A lot of layers going on there. I think that's pretty cool though. I like the base is a bit weird. It's supposed to be like some sort of steps with them. Is it a snow covered? I actually think the base looks a little bit tacky. They could have cleaned that up a little bit more. I think that, yeah, do you know what? Like around the nameplate there, like from the world of John Wick, there was no need to write that. They could just call it Eve Macarro and have the ballerina from the world of. There's literally too much text on that that label to look elegant or to look. It's cluttered. It looks a bit tacky, and the base itself, I don't think the kind of this frosty blue color works so well. I like that it's magnetic, but yeah, I just don't like the look of the base, to be quite honest. I do like that they've given the flamethrower. I do like that they've included the poncho. I think that pose is kind of cool, and you're incorporating a lot of things. You know, if you've been following the channel, I like figures that come with a lot of accessories, that you can pose with a lot of the accessories to make it look natural, not just looking like you're shoehorning or forcing these accessories in. But that looks good because you have all her outfit. You've got the extra coat, it's open, and you can see the coat underneath, and you can see the body and the physique underneath, and you can see the gun in the right hand, the flamethrower in the left hand. I gotta say, sometimes you see people wearing clothes and you're like, you're not pulling off that jacket, and it looks like you're not wearing that jacket, or you're not wearing that coat is wearing you. And this is how this looks there. I think the tailoring could be a bit better than that. It just looks like the coat is wearing her. She's a bit lost inside it. Now it's a big poncho. It's a big reflective jacket in the movie. Make no mistakes about it. It is oversized. That's the style of it. But I just think that this looks too thick, maybe. Unless I'm misremembering, but that's the way I remember in mind's eye. I do remember the outfit now. This is coming back to me. That head sculpt, it's just off-putting, like. Just off-putting. I think you might be better off going custom on this. Now maybe it'll get Wednesdayed. When Jenna Ortega's Wednesday figure first went up for pre-order, the prototype images, I think it might have been actually the photography. I could see Jenna Ortega in that a lot more than I can see Ana de Armas in this. But maybe it was the photography. Maybe they did little subtle improvements. I don't know. But the final product was significantly better. Which suggests, because it came out so quick, it's almost like they had it ready, which does suggest that the angles and the lighting and the focal length and everything on the prototype images for pre-order, the ones that images to accompany the item when it went up for pre-order, weren't as good as the final product images, because I thought Wednesday turned out really well and I thought the likeness was a lot better. A lot of people actually agreed in the comments on that. I did see that. Even this coat, I don't think it's their finest example of tailoring. From the movie, that coat was lighter. Now I have to rewatch it tonight and see, but it's unfortunately the sculpt is just going to let every single one of these down. See, like, you can kind of see the physique is good there. Look around the waist, kind of narrow waist, which, you know, she does have. She's petite. The kind of height of the belt and the fit of the clothes underneath look quite well. The coat looks a bit better there. It just looks kind of a bit heavy there. I don't think that coat, I think it's just like an outer kind of a MAC type coat. Not that heavy. Stitching looks quite heavy there as well. Blood on the katana is a nice touch. Again, you cannot look at this and say, wow, that's Ana de Armas. They've absolutely nailed it. You're lying to yourself if that's the way you feel. It's not being negative to say it doesn't look like her. I really don't think this looks like her. It needs a lot of work. And it's rare I give something a 5 out of 10. It is rare, because Hot Toys, they're getting better and better. So like that Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine, that sculpt, I have that down now in the Millsbo in the icons display, and it's just incredible. I had it with the mask, and I popped on the Wolverine sculpt and I was like, oh man, this is it's so hard to display it with the mask after you just display it with the Hugh Jackman head sculpt, because it's so good. And then you look at this and you're like I get, like, he's an older man, he has facial hair, he's got wrinkles, it's a bit, maybe it gives a bit more detail to capture those details, which makes it easier to capture the likeness perhaps, whereas she's younger, she's smoother, she really doesn't have, she's little or no wrinkles. Actually, I think they've, even her forehead, they've made completely wrinkle free. I can't remember, does she have any sort of wrinkles in her forehead or not? Maybe she doesn't, but Yeah, it's just that it's the Alex Murphy effect. It just looks like a face clamped over some hair. Yeah. The poncho works better when it's open. However, in the movie, from my recollection, when she was using the flamethrower, she had the flame retardant poncho all the way up closed. It just, the fit on that is not good. It's like, the reality is, it's not just the hairline or the part or the face sculpt. The tailoring here leaves a lot to be desired as well. It's not their best effort. Huge tease there of another Artisan John Wick, if we just zoom in there. So this must be, yeah, like that looks like Artisan hair to me. Looks very good. Like the hair and the beard and the details in the beard. So this is his look in between 3 and 4, because that's when the Ballerina is set. I just wish they'd done better with this and Armis head sculpt, because I might have actually considered this, but I'm not going after this. $2,500, $400 for a head sculpt like that. It kind of, it looks doll-like. Do you know what I mean? And it shouldn't. 2 styles of costume display, wool hair implantation. The back looks better than the front. Yeah, this is a miss on them. This is a miss. That's it, folks. Pretty negative, but it's because it's not good. It's that simple. If you want to, that's the end of the video. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and let me know what you think of this. Maybe give it a score, the head sculpt a score out of 10. You can also follow me on Instagram. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.